It wasn't one big fight that tore us apart. It was the slow, quiet death of something I thought would last forever. The moment she told me she didn't love me anymore, I knew the person I thought she was, the person I thought I knew, was gone. And so was I. We were together for 3 years. Not a lifetime, but long enough for me to think we had built something real. We shared meals, dreams, and promises. We talked about the future like it was set in stone. I thought we were unbreakable. But then, one day, she looked me in the eyes and said the words I never thought I'd hear. "I don't love you anymore." I heard it like it was a lie. But her face said it wasn't. She was tired. Her eyes didn't sparkle the way they used to. Her voice didn't hold the warmth it once had. The affection was gone, replaced with something cold, something empty. I didn't ask why. I didn't yell. I didn't even beg her to stay. I just stood there, speechless, trying to process the words she had just said. I think part of me knew it was coming. I had seen the signs, the long silences, the distance between us, but the reality of it hit me harder than I could have imagined. She told me she didn't feel the same way anymore, that she didn't know how we had gotten here, but we were no longer what we used to be, that she had tried to make it work, but it wasn't enough. I didn't say anything. I just grabbed my jacket, walked out the door, and didn't look back. Not because I wanted to be cold, but because I needed to be strong. I needed to walk away before I said something I'd regret, before I begged her to love me again, before I gave her something she didn't want. The first few days after, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying her words over and over in my mind, wondering where I had gone wrong, wondering what happened to the love we used to have. But there were no answers, just silence and emptiness. I stayed in a small apartment with no pictures on the walls, no memories to remind me of her. I buried myself in work. I went out with friends, pretended to be fine, but inside, it felt like I was falling apart. I thought about her constantly, the way she used to laugh, the way her eyes would light up when she talked about something she loved, the way she held me at night, like nothing else mattered. I missed her, but more than that, I missed the version of myself that was with her. I stopped talking to her after I left. It was easier that way. No texts, no calls, no looking back. I tried to move on. I dated, but it was never the same. I couldn't open up to anyone the way I had with her. I couldn't trust anyone the way I had trusted her. Months went by, and still it hurt, but I kept pushing forward, because what else could I do? 1 year later, she found me. I had just gotten home from work, sweaty and tired, when I heard a knock at my door. It was late, and I wasn't expecting anyone. I opened the door, and there she was, standing in front of me. Her eyes were red, her face pale, like she hadn't slept in days. She looked different, fragile, not like the woman who had left me. I stood there, silent, not sure what to say. She spoke first. "I'm sorry. I've been carrying this guilt for so long. I never should have said that to you. I never should have left. I know you probably hate me, but I needed to see you." I didn't know how to respond. I hadn't expected her to show up. I didn't know if I was ready for this, but something in her eyes told me she wasn't here for closure. She wasn't here to fix things. She was here because she needed to say sorry, to let go of the guilt that had been eating away at her. She sat down, her hands shaking as she spoke. "I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I needed to be alone, to figure things out. But I was wrong. I was selfish. I hurt you, and I didn't even realize how much until I lost you." Her voice cracked as she spoke, and I saw the tears well up in her eyes. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to hurt her, but I couldn't pretend everything was okay. "You didn't just lose me," I said, my voice steady. "You lost the person I used to be, the person who trusted you, the person who loved you with everything I had." She broke down then, tears flowing freely. But I didn't comfort her, because I wasn't the person who could fix her anymore. I looked at her. my heart heavy with everything I had been holding in. "I've spent a year learning to live without you, learning to trust myself again. I've healed, but it hasn't been easy." She nodded, understanding. She didn't say anything, but I could see it in her face. The regret. The realization that she had made a mistake she couldn't undo. But I couldn't be the person who fixed it. I couldn't be the one to fill the gap she left behind. I had done that once, and it didn't work. I couldn't do it again. She stood up, her voice trembling as she said, "I don't expect you to forgive me, but I needed you to know I was sorry." I looked at her one last time and said, "I've forgiven you, but I can't be what you need anymore. I'm not that man, and I'm not going back to someone who didn't believe in us." She nodded, tears still falling, and walked out the door. And this time, I didn't follow her. I didn't take her back. Not because I didn't still love her, but because I loved myself enough to know I deserved better than that. She came back broken, but I had already learned how to heal, and that was the hardest part. Letting go of someone who didn't know how to hold on.